The images coming out of Shanghai have shocked many people around the world. A city whose population is larger than that of the Netherlands has been transformed into a ghost town. Its streets and shops and offices empty as everyone is forced to stay at home. In other parts of China, people have been forced to kneel to have their vaccine passports checked. Pet dogs have been brutally clubbed to death. People scream from their balconies to be let out of their flats, some even committing suicide from despair. And let's not forget about those drones broadcasting the dystopian message to citizens to control their soul's desire for freedom. But the images have not shocked everyone. Here in the Netherlands, Marion Koopmans, a leading virologist and government advisor, who is a member not only of the Dutch Academy of Sciences, but also of the 13-member team at the World Health Organization, supposedly investigating the origins of COVID, has spoken in favor of the vicious Chinese lockdown and justified Peking's pursuit of a zero-COVID policy, saying that it works. But her intervention recalls the remarks made by the British government medic Neil Ferguson in December 2020, who said that the UK government had initially believed that it would be impossible to impose Chinese-style lockdowns in Europe. Ferguson was quite emphatic that totalitarian communist China provided the model which the whole world would soon imitate. And then there's Klaus Schwab, the president of the World Economic Forum in Davos, claimed in an interview on CNBC in July 2020 to promote his book, The Great Reset, that China had been able to deal with the virus more effectively than other countries because of what he called China's specific governmental structures. And this is a very interesting way of describing a one-party communist state. Other countries, such as those with more emphasis on personal freedom, were, said Schwab, lagging behind. In other words, totalitarianism good, freedom bad. So those people who were shocked to see what is happening in Shanghai should understand that the same thing could happen here again in Europe. We can shudder at China today, but does that mean we have forgotten the same horrifying scenes that took place in Europe during 2020 and 2021? People forced into loneliness and isolation, cancer and other operations delayed, endangering lives. Children deprived of school, people prevented from visiting their elderly parents? Many powerful people in Europe and around the world want it to happen again. An international pandemic treaty is being drawn up by the World Health Organization to strengthen supranational globalist control over health. Yet it is precisely the same World Health Organization which proclaimed the COVID pandemic in the first place in March 2020, triggering worldwide panic and incalculable economic, psychological and physiological damage over a virus which turned out to be little different from flu. And it was precisely the centralization of health policy at national and international level which was so grotesque. Not just the lockdowns and curfews, but also the various vaccine mandates. Health policy should be decided between the doctor and the patient. State-controlled health policy violates the right of every individual to decide his or her own medical treatment. It violates the most intimate aspects of personal freedom, the right to protect your own body. It institutionalizes the notion that citizens' liberty is not a social good to be promoted for everyone's benefit, but that instead freedom is a social danger. In other words, it institutionalizes dictatorship, and worldwide dictatorship at that.